1 second, people. I'm gonna get the why isn't this loading?
Make sure you.
Alright, damn it. Come on, YouTube, thank you.
Come on, YouTube. Work.
Hang on, I got it. Alright, putting the link.
The link in.
Alright, link is there, so
Oh wait, I'll give. Hang on.
make sure to promote it, so I'll remember that.
I will. Alright. Nate's
Well,
gonna be waiting for you, by the way.
The last episode was rather interesting.
We can only hope we don't get copyrighted. By the way,
Yeah,
hello everyone again, in case you didn't. In case...
Unless you weren't with us. Okay, disclaimer, if you didn't see part 19, that's because it probably got deleted.
Right. Yeah, this is part 20.
Because copyright and shit, so we can't help that very much, or at least we would.
Good.
But Joel does not have the know-how in terms of audio and all that, and trying to communicate that and trying to get that all squared away is a bit difficult, especially when you live in 2 completely different states.
Right. Oh yeah.
Hello again, D-Griff.
And since we're doing these, I gotta do the gummy ship missions on screen, even though we said we were gonna do them off screen. Oh well.
It would be a shame if we almost got copyrighted for Halloween Town. Like, that would be even worse.
I'm more worried about pirates than Halloween Town, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Who did the soundtrack for Halloween Town?
Wasn't that Danny Elfman? He usually does.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. It was Elfman. And I'm pretty sure Elfman's pretty.
At least
I would imagine Elfman's.
He and Tim Burton are tight.
Yeah. Speaking of Tim Burton, Dumbo.
Bring it on.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy, I remember doing this. This one's hard. Is this the one we took and that took a while? The first one time.
No, this one's the easier one.
Right.
The aggrable one is more of a pain.
Goody.
We should have. If you put that thing on Facebook, I'm gonna say, in which we talk about bad horror movies, pedophilia.
Well, we did talk about Mel Gibson, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mel Gibson. Thankfully, after watching Rooster Teeth for all these years, I know I can know how to hand those kinds of things up. Even though we really weren't handing that up.
Well, no, we have.
Thank God Joel isn't doing this on Critical, because then he really would have to change his gummy ship.
But I always do change the gummy ship. I always use the highest one.
Well, I mean like you making your own.
Oh, I never do that. I don't even know how.
Yeah, because if you were on Critical, you would have to.
I remember one time I had trouble with one of the gummy ship missions, though.
I've had trouble with a few of them. I've definitely had trouble with a few of them.
I do like this music. I won't deny that.
Oh yeah, this is the time where when Joel was watching me play through this, I remember saying, this music's fire.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like Kingdom Hearts at all, but I like it.
Oh yeah, it's fire. Unleash your fury, Cole. Oh, give it a minute, Nathan. Give it a minute. Once we get to the worlds, we'll start doing it. And plus, Halloween Town's the perfect, and because Halloween Town's the perfect place to do it.
Hopefully my internet doesn't crud out on us when we do this, but I don't think it should.
Oh yeah, by the way, people, bear that in mind. Joel's internet has been a little wonky these days, so if it does call off, we do apologize. Bear in mind, I'm not the one running this game. This is Joel, so internet is a little bit of is 50-50 at this point.
You've had some wonky internet in the past, Cole.
Oh, in the past, yes, but once rewiring to my internet was done, that's been pretty much settled after that. Hit the things that are sticky. Yes, there you go.
I know, I just can't see what's sticking up. Just had trouble.
Man, you must be really done.
Are these heartless or nobodies?
The purple thing is a heartless.
Thought it looked like a heartless.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
And Joel made it.
I want to say something to Gravity Falls fans, but now I'm too afraid to talk about it.
Oh, is it what we talked about last time?
Yes.
I would hold off on that, Joel. I would really hold off on that.
Oh, okay.
Because then you really are going to start up a can of worms. I get what you're trying to say, but the way you said it, it's probably not going to sit well with most people.
Goodness.
Especially in the time we live in today. I will say, thankfully, the one thing the Kingdom Hearts manga doesn't appear to have done is try to go for the busty characters and try to play with that trope. I think the Lord, they haven't done that.
Nah, they're pretty. They draw them more cartoony than anything else.
I think the Lord, they haven't done that. Because then because if they did that, I would never read it.
No, don't worry.
I like certain anime that way. Kingdom Hearts is not one of them.
I'm not a big fan, honestly, of that, but that's just me.
You know, I could bring up something that you and I thought. No, I'm not going to bring it up.
Hey, this is Halloween Town, right?
I was about to call bullshit on what you just said, Joel, but I'm not going to talk about that.
You gotta love how Sora's Nightmare Before Christmas costume has sparked a bunch of...
Vigor says, fan of what? No comment, Vigor.
Anime women who are more fan service than Slim. But I'm about to say, I love how Sora's Halloween Town costume has caused for a bunch of fan art. Like, his Halloween Town costume is very popular.
Well, any Burton thing that is played with usually gets a shit ton of fan art. Riku, Kairi, Vanitas, everything. Vigor says, oh, that, yeah.
I've seen Halloween Town Kairi, it's kinda cool.
Yeah. I imagine her with a goth look, kind of like Sam from Danny Phantom. I don't know why, I just feel like that'd work. It
wouldn't make her a witch.
Be her, but it would be a very, yeah, basically.
You know, Cole, Jack kinda looks like Slenderman.
Joel.
Get the suit, he's skinny, he's pale.
Yeah, but Jack has a face.
That's true.
Merry Christmas. Don't you mean Happy Halloween?
Of course, Halloween greetings.
So on to Slenderman then.
Pumpkin King.
Time to unleash the fury.
Forgive me, I'm in a Christmas mood.
So like I said in the last video,
but I need Sandy Claus blessing.
Vigor says, I remember this one fan art of Vanitas in Halloween Town. Joel's seen a few of those.
Sandy Claus.
But,
Santa Claus.
the way this movie starts...
Slenderman, by the way, we're talking about Slenderman.
Slenderman. The way Slenderman starts the movie, mind you, it starts with the 4 main female leads just BSing at school, and I'm like, oh god.
Cliche.
I said Annabelle had better dialogue than this, and even then in Annabelle it was cliche, and Annabelle's one of the worst horror movies I've seen. And it just starts.
Go check it out.
And as soon as that happens, I said, "Oh, this is the kind of movie it's gonna be. It's gonna be a really, really campy B movie," and I can get behind that. I can get behind that, mind you, people. Most people wouldn't, but I can. But then this movie does something it just shouldn't have done after that. It kept going, and going, and going.
Stop! Cut!
Exactly.
Cut! I'm sorry, I shouldn't make the salad creek joke, sorry.
The funny part is, Joel, I wanted to say that to some of the scenes that were shot in this film. I would have said, cut, do over, do it again. Nope.
Halt,
we need
stop.
something we need something in between here, because this doesn't make any sense without this here.
I'm in the middle of an experiment.
You know how there are some movies, Joel, where you feel like you're missing scenes that led to the scene.
Sometimes.
I
Not
had
always.
that with this movie.
I had that with my writing,
Except it wasn't just specific scenes. It was throughout the entire movie.
but... Excuse me.
I feel like I'm missing key, like, scenes that led from characters getting from point A to point B. The time, it makes really jarring time cuts. Sometimes you'll wake up. Oh, Joel, you'll love this. So, the main character of this film goes through these horror dream sequences, and each time she wakes up from said dream like 3 or 4 times. So it's like, oh, her horror sequence was within a dream, within a dream, within a dream, within another dream, and now she got it from that dream level and is now in reality, and at that point I'm like, oh, I don't care, this makes absolutely no sense.
Might be Sherlock. Regriff says, what I like about Halloween Town is that they were much closer to creating life than most fictional mediums.
Jack.
I'd best be off. I've got to go get Sandy Claus
To create life.
See you again. Goodbye for now.
That's an interesting statement. In some ways I agree. That's what I liked about the original Halloween Town. And 1.
Please, Sarah. I'm afraid something terrible will happen if Jack goes through with this.
Oh boy.
Sora?
I love Sora here. I love the fact he realizes Santa Claus is real.
Are those strange-looking
Yeah.
fellows in the town?
I also love how Santa Claus calls him out on saying, oh, you told everyone you didn't believe.
It's so
You know,
adorable.
those who wanted to spoil Halloween
Yeah.
and Christmas? What are they called again? Heartless?
They're definitely not with us. But Donald, Goofy, and I can get rid of them for you.
Oh, and here's
Then
here.
we can go see
I'll tell you
Santa.
the scene. I will tell you this. I'll tell you the scene I laughed uncontrollably in the theater at, Joel.
The Heartless.
Uh-huh.
Vigor says, I mean, that heart would have been fine if Oogie just didn't meddle with it. Well, no, I think even they said that it was a failure either way.
Hearts are quite unique in that regard. I don't think you can make hearts.
I don't think so either. But the funny so the scene that I laughed
In
uncontrollably
Slenderman.
at, Slenderman, the thing I laughed uncontrollably at, so of course, like any horror movie, any movie, you're gonna have that one time where one of the lead girls and meets a guy they date, and they're gonna have a scene where they make out and whatnot, right? How does this movie do it? They play a play a classical rock song. They start making out on the couch. The music distorts. She looks up at him. And the dude's face contorts to look like one of the faces that the characters make from the movie Truth or Dare.
Oh, lordy.
And the movie just distorts. And then it cuts to another scene where they're just trying to make sense of what happened. And I burst out laughing along with half of the audience. To the point where I had to regain my breath.
Oh, lordy.
It was amazing. For all the wrong reasons. And I thought to myself, oh, really, movie? You had to pull from one of the most campy horror movies of this year?
I would love to see Kingdom Hearts try to do a cliche horror film.
I would too, actually.
Got the scene where Sora and Kairi, and maybe Riku, are all making out on the couch. Then there's the monster Heartless shows up.
I bet you there's fanfiction that's done that.
I mean, they've done 3-ways, so yeah.
Oh yeah, no duh.
Is this? I can never tell. Is this town just automatically trying to kill us, or?
Yeah, no, the count's just automatically trying to kill you. It always does that.
So strange.
Oh, another scene. There's another scene that made me, I had to stop myself from laughing. The girl goes through the acid trip, like, vision or whatever, and she has a vision that she's pregnant and in a room, in a mirror. She pulls her shirt up, it looks like she's pregnant, and then this thing or whatever starts trying to claw out of her stomach.
Ew.
but it's done in a way that I'm like, and I can't believe I'm using this term, Joel. I'm like, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Hentai's done it better too.
Yeah, hentai would have done it better. And I'm like, okay, movie, don't make me be thinking about hentai in this movie, please, please, for the love of God, don't do that. At that point in the movie, I'm like, how, as a society, have we gotten here?
To be fair,
as a society, we now have a movie with a young teenage girl that has tentacles or shit trying to claw out of her stomach in an American movie. What the hell, Hollywood? What have we done?
we're talking over Maleficent, so you know things are bad.
Yeah. Actually, we probably would continue to talk over her anyway, because this is the one time where we're like, oh, she's oh.
I feel like there should be more to her wanting to destroy Christmas.
Me too.
But that's
Could
the
really play
problem.
with that too, and this game doesn't.
She wants Santa Claus heartless. That should be important.
And technically, Santa Claus is the entire epitome of bringing good to the youth of the world. So her wanting him under her wing would make a lot of sense.
That's the problem with Maleficent in this game. She has no overarching plan.
I don't even think it's that, Joel. I think it's that they just make her the generic side villain. There is nothing more to her than that.
At least in Coded, she gets to be the main lead.
Well, the sad part is she does get some good stuff, but it's only in Hello Bastion and at the end. Other than that, nothing else.
She appears in Agrabah, so...
Everything else after that is pretty superfluous.
Ooh, do I want aerial spiral or aerial finish?
Finish. Oh.
I hope in
Now,
3
Pete,
she
nothing-
gets something to do.
Same here. Like I keep telling you, I think she will.
Hmm.
Also, to anyone who heard me talk about Slenderman and thinks this sounds hilariously bad, I want to see that. Don't do that. If you want to watch a hilariously bad horror movie, you can go on Netflix and find many that are way better than that. Trust me.
Look at Sora. Love his face.
Yeah.
Come on, just open it.
Here's something they could have played with more. Sora. He seems like there's some real character potential here.
Yeah.
You know what? You know who would have been cool?
What?
I feel like Riku should have been the one to meet Santa.
Me too.
I feel like Santa could have like given him a real good pep talk. Like, you know, Riku's doubting himself and Santa's like, well, you know, there was that 1 year, but ever since then you have been on the good list.
Well, the funny part is Santa does talk to Sora about Riku here. In one of the visits, he talks to Sora about Riku, but the whole reason he didn't believe in Santa was because of Riku.
I love Sora's outfit, by the way. It's cool.
Well, I love that in the original and 2's original version, this was not here. It was just the original Halloween Town music and their original outfits.
Yeah.
In the Final Mix versions, they added these, which I like.
But, you know, like, it could have been like Santa confirming, no, Riku, you are once again a good person. Or maybe you always had been.
Yep.
Shall we?
Just got a little misguided.
Yep.
Goofy feels your pain.
I will tell you this, the Slender Man movie's an easy-ass movie to riff.
That's good to know.
So it's if for nothing else, it can be good for that. Get the drinks going, want to riff a movie, pop that movie in, you'll be good to go. I wish Christmas Town was bigger.
Yeah, especially because it's supposed to be bigger in the movie, too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's do this. Come on, come on. Oh shoot, I forgot to re-equip the Keyblade. I think I got a new one too.
Nathan says Slenderman can go on a best of the worst episode for Red Letter Media.
Red Letter Media.
Probably.
Sounds like it. If you spin this, it does.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, aerial finish is great. It's good. It's a good finisher attack.
Nice, dang it. Ah.
I also said this on Twitter. The finale of the Slenderman movie is done better in one of the YouTube series that does Slenderman.
That's where Santa Claus lives.
And they did it on probably on a micro of the budget that was used for this film, and that's really fucking sad.
Let's get the chest. Let's see how much your Keyblade.
Isn't there a recipe? Isn't there a recipe? Isn't there supposed to be a recipe in this place? I can't remember. Somewhere.
Keyblade ain't worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Follow the Wind is good for some of the for one of the mushroom missions, but for most of the game, not really.
I think I got all the oh wait, there's another one.
I want to say there's probably a. I keep thinking there's a recipe somewhere here. Don't remember where though.
Santa.
Well, hello everyone. Did you come to see if you're on my nice list?
Sora, sir.
Oh, speaking of which, one of the trailers I saw when I was watching Slenderman was apparently Jennifer Garner's gonna do basically a movie under the director of Taken.
That's cool. What other trailer did you see?
I'm trying to think, what else did I see?
Did you see Godzilla?
Oh, no. I didn't see anything. Most of the stuff I had not seen. I saw the new Spielberg movie, Overlord. I think it's Spielberg. Overlord, Nun, which is part of the Conjuring franchise. What else? That Peppermint movie with Garner in it, and what else? I don't think.
What trouble did you bring this time?
This time?
It's a long story.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, there wasn't any very big, interesting trailers during that. Oh, no. There was another trailer that kind of looked interesting. They're finally doing a sequel to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
That's cool. I wasn't interested in that first movie, so... Oh yeah, another EP boost.
I never saw the first movie. Where do the holiday worlds work within the context of a series? What do you mean, Vigriff?
Like, are they dimensions just within Halloween Town, or can you travel with them via gummy ships?
I don't know.
Wibbly wobbly, spacey wacy.
Because it just seems strange, is all. Well, what the more would probably say to you is don't think too hard about it, don't read too much into it, just space travel.
I don't know, it's space travel sometimes. I think it's dimension travel.
Silence. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. That fool
Does that mean there's a dimension where there's an anti-Sora?
Yes.
Who is basically Vanitas, but your version, Joel?
Who's there?
Vanitas is more like... I play Vanitas a little bit different. That's not how I play Vanitas, though.
That's not what I'm not saying that, Joel. I'm not saying that the Vanitas we know still exists, but your version of him would be in that world. It would just be called Sora, Evil Sora.
I suppose.
Like, does that exist somewhere?
They've been quite naughty.
Well, if you believe in the multiverse theory, then yes.
Because if the worlds were one, where do they come into it? Oh boy.
Mr. Claus, I wanted to talk
Well, considering that with Union Cross, the worlds were originally all one, but apparently none of them were around at that time, I can't say.
Come on, Jack. Let's catch those little pranksters.
Oh, all right then.
I feel like Jack is more of a businessman than he really thinks himself to be.
He's an I think Jack is an artist. Or thinks of himself as one.
Beaker says you treat Benitez as the Antichrist, and I find it annoying.
That's how I do it. Well, that's because I love it. That's more fun that way. So, my story, my rules. I don't care what anyone else's interpretation is. That's my story, my rules. My story, my rules.
For some reason, I always hate the Jack in the Box Heartless more than the Halloween version.
Yeah.
I always find them a lot more annoying.
Yo, tell you. What I gotta love about Nomura, doesn't care about what the audience say, and I say go for it. I always respect directors who say, give a good middle finger to their audience.
Except when you don't.
Except when they just stink.
They're just as annoying as the Crimson Jazzers. What the hell are the Crimson Jazzers?
Are those the big guys?
Is he talking about the car guys?
I hate the car guys.
I do too. They're even more annoying in the Cavern of Remembrance. Much more annoying in the Cavern of Remembrance.
You know, that's the beauty of fan fiction, Cole. You can do whatever you want and no one can stop you.
Indeed.
And you know what, Cole? I really don't like when people undercut fan fiction. It is a legit art style. What?
I think my issue with fanfiction is not that it's not an art style. My issue is that a lot of the good fanfiction out there is really overshadowed by a lot of the bad that comes out. Like, you have to deliberately search for really good fanfiction, and don't start saying, "Oh, you never read good fanfiction." No, I have read some decent fanfiction. There's good fanfiction out there.
Well, you can say that about anything, Cole. So that kind of undercuts your part.
Well,
you just saw Slenderman. They made a movie with money. At least these people are making it for free, and passion projects.
To be fair, Joel, I would almost agree with you. Their problem is, with a lot of fanfiction, it's hard to find the good. Whereas I've had a really good track record this year of not seeing a lot of bad movies. Like, we had a Christopher Robin movie, for Pete's sakes, that was genuinely good.
Well, you just gotta look hard, Cole. It's like society. Yeah. Fanfiction's like society.
Just I guess the question just becomes are you willing to look hard for that kind of stuff? But that's with any medium you're in. It's are you dedicated to said medium? And for sometimes certain mediums are not for them.
I was so looking forward.
Like, I can acknowledge the fact that some YouTube series, certain shows I watch are not for anyone. I'll even
YouTube, that's another great
I've
example. Look how much crud there's on YouTube.
The magnificent Malevolent.
Nathan says, I've seen about 10 of 33 films now that I haven't liked. Compared to other years, that's actually really good. Like, I'll say this, I've said this to you before, Joel. There are things I genuinely don't like that I can acknowledge are good. I don't like Room. It's a very difficult film for me to watch. But I acknowledge that it's a well-made film.
Oh, Regriff says I have a good eye for finding good fan fiction. We're not gonna answer.
Yeah. You can find. Yep.
I will say I do love the
experience and said. Say what, Joel?
I will say I always do love the purity of fan fiction, though. Not made for money. Oh, he said, you know those heartless I can't read. What did it say?
Oh, he's talking about the ones that, I think he's talking about either the ones with the wind power or the one with the fireballs. Nathan says the other 23 I liked. Yeah. The sad part is I would have gone to have watched more movie this year. It's just these days money's much tighter right now.
I've seen all the movies I want to see this year, honestly. I'm good.
I only want to go to films that I know I'll have some opinion of or have some investment in. It's hard to take a chance on movies nowadays, especially because going by yourself to movies that you may not have much investment in is nowhere near as fun. And that's part of the reason I appreciate fanfiction in the weird way that I do. It brings an audience together in some ways that other mediums don't.
I'll never forget what they did to me. What was it they did to me?
Nathan says I've been mostly on a binge watch of the films the first year and a half. I've mainly just been playing old games that I haven't had much time to dedicate to. That I'm not going to have much time to dedicate to after in about 2 weeks.
That's why we're trying to get to as much of Kingdom Hearts as possible.
Yeah. By the way, people, after this week, it's going to be much more sparse when these videos come out. I can't guarantee when they will, but we'll try to get them out as much as we can.
Well, I can only hope we can finish all Kingdom Hearts by the time of 3.
That's what we're hoping to do.
Mr. Oogie, wake up! We want to see how bad you are.
Also, by the way, Oogie remembers Maleficent, or Maleficent remembers Oogie. At least there's some connection there. I still would have had a reverse where Pete goes to Halloween Town and Maleficent goes to Agrabah. That would have made more sense.
Well, I guess in her mind, I guess Oogie's more something she's got to control, whereas Pete can just get Jafar's lamp.
True. But we would make more for a fun dynamic.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Nah, I would have.
Huh?
Nah, I would have. I could probably have. With my story, my story.
I've never had trouble with this boss. Even in Critical when I played, I don't remember having much trouble with it.
I think I always.
You having trouble with this boss, Joel?
No. I'm just very quiet. Alright, come on. Oh, shoot. I'm doing this thing. I should have gone to... You know, I should have got... I should have got Donald do wisdom mode.
Actually, yeah, because then you would have had magic long range. That is the one proto wisdom I will give, is that is sometimes when you have to deal with a foe long range, wisdom can be good for that.
Ooh, sweet. Sorry about that camera. It's almost done. There we go.
Have you ever seen the original Jurassic Park movies, Joel?
Yeah, those are like some of my favorites. The first one.
I still have yet to watch them.
And that's why you knowing Jurassic World first is a shame. I don't know why you don't watch Jurassic Park. I don't know why you watch Jurassic World first. It's real shame. Jurassic Park is like the most classic of dinosaur movies ever.
I think part of the issue, Joel, and the thing to realize is that I was never exposed to that, especially as when I was young, which is weird because my mother loved those films. Never that I wanted to see them. Never didn't want to see them. I just never got around to seeing them.
They're on Netflix. Watch it. Nothing's stopping you. I think they're still on Netflix. Maybe not anymore.
Is that you?
Netflix wasn't around when I was young, Joel.
Well, Netflix is now.
Of course. Mr. Santa Claus, I was hoping I'd find you here. You see, it's very important.
What is this girl's name?
Sally.
I'm afraid something terrible is going to happen.
I feel bad for her because she's kind of being portrayed as a worrywart, but unfortunately she's kind of played as the annoying character here, sadly.
Both V. Griff and Nathan have seen them.
But that's just it. Please, go home and lock the door. And if Jack knocks, don't open it.
What you will learn about me, people, is I have had a very odd experience in terms of, actually, fun fact, I did not get heavily into movies until probably my junior year of high school.
I don't even really like movies still. I just watch the franchises.
And then they're all mine.
So it was around that time that I started seeing a lot more movies than I initially saw. Because I was like you at first, Joel. I was just more into franchises.
Who's there?
I stuck with him and I didn't go right more out the box.
I don't like a lot of the box things. It doesn't look interesting. Looks kind of...
Nathan says I didn't get to watch the Evil Dead trilogy until about 3 years ago. I saw the remake of that. The remake was fun.
I forget, there's safe space in the next area. Oh wait, yeah, there's probably Christmas Town, what am I saying?
Yeah, there's one.
Okay, never mind, what am I doing? Yeah, I know where the safe space is. At least now I can find some little better equipped Heartless. Get more.
Yep. Also, if you ever got XP rings, that increase your... What the... You still going, Joel?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. My the live feed cut off on me a little bit, but we're fine.
Wait, something's not quite right. I know.
How long did it take for Oogie to do this?
Need a little more of that boogie flash.
I have no idea.
I do hope our jolly old friend is looking
Spray paint's a hell of a thing, Joel.
Heartless henchman?
Perhaps. Nathan says I watch mostly anything on TV growing up.
I love watching things on TV.
Actually, even back in the day, I wasn't a big TV watcher even then.
Who brought you back, you insolent bag of bugs?
It was only until I watched Nickelodeon for a number of years, and that was pretty much the only TV I ever watched.
Very well, you ingrate. You'll rue the
And Maleficent just leaves for no reason.
Yep. Occasionally Cartoon Network, I'd watch some stuff. Beaver says, can't believe they put Maleficent into stereotypical we must save Christmas plot.
It makes sense, but...
It's not that they put her into it, they do nothing with it.
The two.
I think it's like you and I always say, Joel, or like other people and you and I always say, you can make anything work.
Exactly.
Anything can work, you just have to make it work.
Amen to that. It's my philosophy in life. Which is why I say I'm making Riku... Again, I want to make Riku gay, my story. That's one thing. Keep the villains together, that's another. I use a lot of Once Upon a Time parallels in my Kingdom Hearts story. I'm very influenced by that series. And I think Kingdom Hearts, and I think Once Upon a Time was influenced by Kingdom Hearts. If it wasn't, then boy, there are a lot of parallels you can make. Granted, Once Upon a Time is my favorite television program of all time, so... And that will... I don't know why I'm fighting these guys.
I don't even know if I have a favorite television program of all time.
I love Once Upon a Time so much. That show is my childhood, or at least my adolescence.
I guess if you consider Winnie the Pooh a TV series originally, then maybe that.
I don't know why I'm fighting the hearts first. Shouldn't.
Joel, I meant to ask you something.
What?
Is there a director you outright hate that you can't stand?
Maybe Michael Bay, but I don't watch any of his movies, so...
I asked that question on Twitter a while back, and I said, I don't know if there's a director out there that I outright hate and will watch none of their movies.
I guess the closest is Michael Bay, because I don't really want to watch any of his movies.
I get why people hate him, and I can't really say I disagree with him. But I don't hate the guy. I mean, I really have no dog in that fight to hate him. But then I think of people like M. Night Shyamalan, who made one of my least favorite movies of all time.
Jack Skellington.
Boo. I love Rian Johnson. The man's a genius.
You and I have a score to settle.
Oh, that's a whole thing Joel and I could get into, but I don't feel like doing it in The Last Jedi right now.
What are you planning to do with Sandy Claus?
Ooh,
Come to think of it, I was on that video, wasn't I, Joel?
Yes, you
I
were.
don't know what you're talking
That's what I thought so.
You sweet bowl?
And
Huh?
why is this
Nathan says, I like Rian Johnson. Director I hate is
Grandpa?
Uwe Boll.
I
Remind
don't
me
know.
who Uwe Boll was, Nathan. Remind me of his movie. Deegan says the guy put Star Wars on a guillotine. Technically, Star Wars has been put on the guillotine a couple of times.
I think he's the heir to George Lucas, honestly. Better.
Huh?
Yeah, I think he's the heir to
What,
George
Joel?
Lucas, or even better.
Well, I'm not saying that, but let's face
I
it,
would.
Joel. After Return of the Jedi, it went away for a while. Prequels went away for a while, and then sequel.
Yep.
So in terms of guillotine, Star Wars has always had the thing of kind of being a thing for a little bit, going away, being a thing, going away, going away. If it keeps it around forever, I'm fine with that.
This boss is so hard. Uwe Boll made made a lot of bad movies. Blood Drain, Alone in the Dark.
Oh god, he's the one who made Alone in the Dark.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot how we do.
I never played that video game, mind you. I've also had no interest in ever watching Alone in the Dark. Oh, you know what that video game movie that came out that I never wanted to see, Joel?
What?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's right. And that had Michael Fassbender in it.
Yeah, and Marion Cotillard. It had the two of them in it, and I still had no interest in seeing it.
That's right. I think Oogie goes after you knock him down a few pegs.
Yeah,
Dang it.
annoyingly. Episode 9 started filming, right, Joel?
Yep.
Nathan says Assassin's Creed film was bad. Nathan Snyder, Uwe Boll is also kind of a giant asshole too, especially to critics who don't like his films.
Oh, I think I remember the Nostalgia Critic thing on him. I think. Might have been him.
See, my thing to that, Joel, and I think you and I can agree on this, Joel, anytime a director goes against their own movie, typically it doesn't work out for them.
Isn't he the one who challenges them to... Isn't he the one who challenges critics to boxing matches, or I'm getting mixed up with somebody else?
That sounds amazing.
Look at getting hit by...
You're getting hit by Heartless.
Sorry. I thought Oogie was getting hit by something else.
Wait, is he getting hit by his own?
Oh shoot.
He was getting hit by his own punching glove. That's glorious.
That's right, I was right. Uwe Boll is the dude who challenges critics to boxing matches.
That sounds amazing. He sounds like Logan Paul.
I mean, I'm all for directors going against the fans and the critics. That just seems extreme. Because you know how much I respect fandom's goal. Yeah, I respect.
And then, but then there's also the time where they go against their movie and then they kind of kill their careers.
Oh yeah. Well, Drake killed his career also just by not being professional.
That too.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't hate Snyder. I don't hate Shyamalan. Even though he made one of my most hated films. Don't hate the guy.
Yeah. I gotta respect, I gotta respect them for at least they got a thing and they're going for it.
There are times where you look at a movie and you're like, you know what, that took balls to make. I respect you for that. I'm kind of that way for Michael Bay's Pain and Gain.
I mean, I guess Mel Gibson? He's a director.
Maybe,
and some of the stuff he did? And some of the... Oh,
maybe? I'll say better blows. Nathan says, I don't hate Zack as a person, I'm just not a fan of most of his work. I'm with you too, Nathan. And I feel bad for the guy.
Poor dude.
Yeah.
Especially after what happened.
Yeah. I feel really bad for Mel Gibson's probably the closest I've come to hating any director. I've kind of been put off on seeing Hacksaw Ridge because of that. Maybe it's not oof, I hate Pain and Gain. Last Airbender was my least favorite movie. Pain and Gain, ho ho. Pain and Gain's the one movie where Bay says, hey, I'm gonna take a movie about a real life crime investigation about 3 guys who robbed and tortured a guy and make it a comedy.
Yeah.
I'll give him props for the balls for that. Was it a good movie? Oh no. And I have to keep remembering that Mark Wahlberg was in that movie. Unfortunately.
Yup, you ought to stick to Halloween and spooky stuff.
And Anthony Mackie and The Rock.
You know what I'm not a big fan of, Cole?
What?
Oh, sorry. No, keep going. All the stuff you're saying, you will finish your point.
No, you keep going.
It's when people try to use realism as like the best, as like overly use realism as their critique of a film at some point.
Yes.
I
agree.
I hate that. I've seen a lot with Star Wars lately. I've been seeing a lot with Star Wars lately and some other things. I don't even.
You know what my counter to that, Joel?
And I'm not even trying to just go against like logic. I'm just saying,
yeah.
Well, in the real world, well, this is a story, buddy. You know, the real world doesn't always have to apply here.
Well, the thing I'll say to anybody who says that, I said, for a movie and a story, it's not about realism. The key to a story, to me enjoying it, is to make it believable.
Or internal logic.
Yes, if it follows its own internal logic, if it makes it believable, then I'm fine with that film to be the most real thing possible. And Joel, let's be real here. Let's be real here, Joel. If X3 were a real thing, Wolverine would be dead.
If Kingdom Hearts were a real thing, Thor will be dead.
Yes. And this game too, they're real, he'd be dead. Nathan says, I watched 13 hours and enjoyed it. I heard that's a decent film.
Yeah.
Realism does not always equal better. That's part of my issue with the Dark Knight franchise and all that.
Well, there's more to have issue with, actually, but,
Huh?
Well, there's probably more to have issue with that, but yeah. Well, I think Dark Knight works because of its internal logic makes sense.
Yes. My issue with that is that it set a lot of trends for Hollywood going forward.
Yeah.
Same thing with The Matrix, and Nathan will know what I'm talking about. I'm annoyed at films that set some very annoying trends for cinema going forward. Matrix being the incredible overuse of slow motion. Every film after that tried to incorporate slow motion, and I'm like, people, stop. Just stop.
So true.
You don't need to make your film super slow to make it enjoyable. Looking at you, Paul W.S.
Yeah, I hate when people try to use realism and logic in terms of their movies. And gamification.
Yeah.
That's a big problem with movies, with critique these days. Too many people think life is a video game. Or maybe not too many people, but there's this trend.
What do you mean, video game? Like, I think I see what you're saying, but go a little more in deep.
Oh, there's been talk about sort of the gamification of storytelling when it comes to critiques, especially in the Twitterverse.
My
Like,
issue with
you
that
get your
is
powers by leveling up. Characters are perfect because you're the gamer and you have to make the strategic choices to win the game instead of flawed.
You know what I find, you know what my counter to that point would be, Joel?
What?
Is that, technically some of the best games right now are better than most movies, right? And then some of the movies right now.
I'm talking about how you tell a story in less than...
Well, yeah, but even sometimes in the usage of that, some of it is much better in terms of that. We have video games playing with that idea. Funny thing enough, Joel, one of my favorite movies of last year, and I think you can agree with me of this too, is very meta in that it uses its genre to kind of influence its story, but does it in kind of a weird way.
Which one?
Logan.
Oh yeah, I love Logan.
Especially in the usage of bringing comic books into it.
Oh, that was great.
Like, that's such an inspired idea. I'm like, that's genius!
Funny how Last
Like the
Jedi,
scene
Logan,
with
and
him-
Samurai Jack all kind of are similar in that their heroes are now got old, bearded, and jaded.
Yeah. Like the scene with Laura and Logan in the car, where he said, yeah, it happened a few times once, but then they just turned it and made it a whole big fucking lie.
Yeah. Hey, look, story relevance.
Yeah. Magnet element. The sad part about magnet is it's not really useful until freaking Cavern of Remembrance. Nathan says, I blame it more on Hollywood becoming obsessed with chasing a trend. That too, Nathan. Hey, I even forgot Pluto was in this game.
Hey, Kyrie.
Maybe waiting isn't good enough.
Oh yeah.
My thoughts exactly. If you have a dream, don't wait.
You know, thinking back on it, Joe, in the original version of 2, this whole thing with Axel is a bit more creepy than it should.
How
Who
so?
are you?
And that we don't have the one scene at the end to really tie it up and may really go forward with Axel being really sympathetic.
Why don't we go?
I mean, we get his death, that's one thing, but the thing we get that really makes it work a lot better is the scene we get with him and Roxas at the end before they fade.
Yeah.
Peter says it was far more creepy, yeah. Hey, a big dog person. Hey, a yellow dog. This isn't creepy at all with white people. I didn't even mean to say.
We broke him.
Oh God!
White people. The worst time.
Joel, you better change the description to this video. The white people are here.
Oh, I think I will. Or at least you do it for me. Let's remember.
What the hell is up with that thing's walk? Yeah, no kidding.
You okay?
I've been meaning to ask, why are the dusks humping the air?
They like that air, man. It feels good.
Fucking white people, man.
You
Amen.
came flying out of a hole in the wall.
And now we are going to get arrested.
No, we didn't make fun of. We made fun of white people, Joel. We didn't make fun of anyone else. We made fun of white people.
True. Now I'm not doing Traverse Town until after I do all the worlds.
You mean Twilight Town? Twilight Town.
Right? Sorry, it's late.
Traverse Town's not in this game.
All right, let's see if we can.
You know what? When I was in when I was in junior high, one of my favorite things, a friend of mine when we watched horror movies together, every time we saw a horror movie, he would always say he says, "Damn it, white people love to investigate." He would always say that. Bear in mind, my friend was of an African American descent. He was black, so
Oh, that just sounds so bad. That just sounds worse when you say it, Cole.
Yeah.
Even if it's true.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a bad way, bear in mind. But every time he said that, I would laugh. Because the sad part is he's right.
Yep.
Think about it, Joel. Every horror film known to man, it's the white people that go to investigate. It's always them.
I feel like you could make an allegory. I feel like you should make an allegory about imperialism with that sort of stance. The white people.
You could. Yeah, you could because that's the entire thing with John Smith and Christopher Columbus. The history went to shit because they wanted to investigate. The white people wanted to investigate.
And then a bunch of people died.
Yeah.
Of people of different background. So yeah.
Yep. And because so basically history is fucked because white people wanted to investigate.
History is a horror film.
Yeah, because the white people wanted to investigate. I'm trademarking that, Cole Warner, August 9th, 11:19 p.m. I want royalties every time someone says that. Eager says it's always the white people to escape the horrors. Yes. Actually, here's another horror.
Again, imperialism. We still have.
You know what, Joel? There's an annoying thing about horror films that I hate.
That the African American person always dies first.
Yes, I hate that.
That's a trope.
I have yet to see a film where that's not the case. Actually, well, Get Out's not technically. Well, who is the first? Nathan, who is the first person to die in Get Out? Quote me on this. Come to think that Get Out's the best horror film I've seen in many years, but that's a different story. And it was made by a comedy actor.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I feel like I hate jump scares. Yes, I hate jump scares too.
I do too. I hate them as much as you do.
Uh-oh, Cole, it's this one. This mofo.
Alright, you're gonna have to shoot like crazy, Joel. Just shoot like crazy. And shoot for the center.
Don't shooting for the center.
Too much. And remember, you can dash with circle if you need to. That's your way of getting out of his claw attack.
I'm shooting. Ah.
Uh-oh. Says, I'm pressing it. Circle, Joel, circle.
I'm holding I'm holding it.
You're fine.
I think I'm gonna die. I don't know why. But why did he die?
Don't do this to me, Joel. Don't. No,
I got out. I made it. I didn't kill him.
Good. As long as you survived that, you're fine. Yeah, that was directed by Jordan Peele. Yes, it was. But yes, I hate jump scares, and mainly because of many movies' reliance on them. And oddly enough, Slenderman did not rely on that. Surprisingly, I'll say that. I'll give it that. It didn't rely on jump scares that much. There we go. I will give it that. At least you made it through it, Joel.
Oh, thank heavens.
Who was the first person to die and Get Out? I'm trying to think. Was it the father who died first, or was it the brother? Who was the first person to die, Nathan? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about any horror movie where it's not because the white person wanted to investigate.
Again, just do one big allegory for imperialism.
It probably is. Get Ian on that, Joel. Tell that to Ian.
You tell it, Ian. It's your idea.
One of the reasons, a quiet. Nathan says, I think it was the brother. It's been a while since I watched Get Out. Okay, so technically the white person in that movie was the first to die.
Gosh, I wonder how Aladdin and Jasmine are doing.
Hey, maybe Riku's with them.
Yeah,
What was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, one of the best parts about A Quiet Place is the reason the whole movie is about them not trying to investigate. It's about them surviving in the shit world they're in. I actually really like John Krasinski, Joel.
That's cool.
You remember Jim from The Office?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean it's not the old me. I turned over a new feather. I'm legit.
I also love that they didn't get a lot of people for this movie, but they did get, what the hell's the guy's name who plays Iago?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried, that's right.
In my story, he's gonna. And actually, funny enough, I got my fan fiction that he's gonna be with Stan Pines. Got the idea from a friend.
He looks pretty sad.
For anybody who wants to watch a funny Gilbert Gottfried video, watch a Hollywood Squares. Just type in Gilbert Gottfried, you fool, you'll find it. It's hilarious.
Can't wait.
It is so damn funny. Gilbert Gottfried's a comedian, right, Joel?
Yes. I don't know what he does nowadays.
I don't either. You always know it's Gilbert Gottfried because he's got that voice. You know it's him when you hear him.
That. Oh yeah.
You know it's him. I will say I find Aladdin to be one of the more useful party members in this game. He's actually really useful.
I've always liked Aladdin's sort of dynamic.
Same here. I wish they play with it a bit more here. I just wish we saw them interact more. I mean, we do. I just wanted to see more of it. Also, one of my favorite scenes in the game is coming up when they all bow to Jasmine. I love that.
It shows so much sort of shows sort of respect.
Yeah. And I love that he bows to her because he personally respects her.
Exactly. Okay, there we go. Like, how many of these do we have to fight?
It's Agrabah, Joel. We gotta have that one place where you keep fighting until someone else saves the day.
This way.
I will say the second visit to this world is probably my least favorite of them.
Yeah, and the most disappointing.
Yeah. Because Jafar literally gets like 4 or 5 lines of dialogue, if even that. Pete's more of a villain for this world than Jafar, and that's saying something. Tigger's worst boss ever, yeah.
At least it's easy.
Yeah. I keep thinking that battle is better than it is, and every time I play it, I'm like, oh no, it's not. Joel, have you ever seen the Twilight movies?
No, no, I don't watch those. I don't even...
I was wondering if you ever had a person who's like, I'm gonna subject you to these.
Nope.
Actually, unpopular opinion time. I actually think the first 3 Twilight movies are alright.
Jasmine.
I remember 2 things about the Twilight... Oh, wait, here comes the scene.
Yeah.
Let's...
There's your emote.
Yeah.
I never had the chance to thank you for before. You helped Aladdin defeat that awful
Love that.
Jafar and save Agrabah.
All in a day's work. But,
I also love how Jasmine starts off by saying, I never had the chance to thank you before. I love that.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can help you out?
Nathan Steiner, the Twilight films. The first film themes are meh to me. The other two.
Isn't there one that like is like trying to be a good movie but just can't because of the source material? I think it was New Moon.
Probably.
I remember somebody saying that about New Moon. Like they're trying, but they just can't because of the source material.
Vigor says never seen Twilight. Don't plan to. You don't need to, Vigor. They've long been dead by this point. The last two are so hilariously bad. The only reason I remember watching them or ever remember them is because of Jeremy Johns' hilarious reviews of them. If you ever want a good laugh, watch Jeremy Johns' reviews of the Twilight movies. It's comedy gold.
I have a controversial reason why I remember them. And it's because of Spoonie and the Nostalgia Critic.
Maybe it's something you said.
Because the fourth one, part one, the part one of the fourth movie of the final one, that's right, Clips, my bad, Clips, because Spoonie did like an hour-long drunken rant with Linkara and Cinema Snob about it, and Nostalgia Critic did his own vlog about it, and he was like enraged, like he got really mad.
Hi, Sora.
See, I bet that's great, even in hindsight, even though Spoonie is now considered mostly to be a pretty terrible person.
Oh yeah, that drunken rant before you know about it.
Nathan says, most of them are hilarious except for the first one. Christ, the fourth is still... The problem with the fourth one is, the reason the fourth one even sticks out to me is that we have Jacob, we have Taylor Lautner fall in love with a baby.
Yeah.
It's like Jeremy Johns said, if the 40-year-old Twi mom standing in the line for a New Moon with the guy's shirts off didn't lock down the pedophile vibe for this series, so that certainly did.
Lindsay Ellis actually did a good video about the Twilight films, though. That actually feels like did a pretty good analysis of them, actually.
Yeah. No, I got into those films because of those three reviewers. Yeah. I eventually watched those films because my mother loved those films.
You should. I'm going to share with you that Lindsay Ellis video, Cole, about Twilight movies. Actually,
you should. I'd like to see it. Actually, I actually do like Lindsay Ellis.
She's one of my favorites. She's the best.
She's one of the few from. She and Linkara are one of the few from the NC days that I still like.
I don't watch a lot of Linkara because I don't. He doesn't do movies. Like his comics.
Well, yeah, he does a lot of comics, but I do like the guy.
I wish he did more just vlogs. I feel like he...
Me too.
I'm not a big fan anymore of the gimmick.
What?
You know, that sort of Nostalgia Critic style of just, you joke.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I do like him as a person. I do like his jokes.
Oh, I like Linkara as a person. He seems like a great guy. He seems like
also,
cool.
Also, I don't even know if Brental Floss is still doing stuff anymore.
Oh, I remember Brental Floss from the big,
the Moulin Rouge review, yeah.
No, not the Moulin Rouge, Les Mis review.
I never watched that. I did watch the Moulin Rouge review. I still do genuinely like that review. I think it's a well-made review.
Guilty pleasures, everybody has a few.
Lord, there's a lot of moments from that review that I love. So many funny movies. Also, the Room review with Nostalgia Critic is my only reference for Lupa, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, Petal Shop.
Sadly. Also, and that was actually, that wasn't even in my introduction to Linkara or Spoonie, but it was to Lupa. I remember Spoonie and Angry Joe having a thing for a little while, then Spoonie really fell off the map, and that kind of just, you know.
Yeah.
Hell, even Angry Joe doesn't hang around with NC anymore.
Yeah.
Even he's like, nah, I'm out, bro.
I felt so bad for Tony Goldmark because he just joined like a year before all that went down.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. Having your whole work pulled out under you because the people you work for were assholes.
Well, actually, you got to keep the videos. Just, you know.
Yeah, yeah. but having but having a way to even communicate your work further.
I'm curious what the NC's two like sidekick characters, what those actors and actresses, what's their face?
You mean what the hell? I even forget what the Tamara, I think is her name.
Tamara and the dude.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name. I remember Tamara.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still stick around.
I think they're still with him.
I don't know, because I have not watched any Nostalgia Critic stuff in probably quite a while. Ever since that whole bullshit went down, I haven't watched it in a long time.
I get notifications. It seems like he's giving up. I feel like he's like doing just recent movies now.
Yeah.
Malcolm, thank you.
Tomorrow, Malcolm, thank you, Nathan. Part of I even watching the Nostalgia Critic after when he did his Suicide Squad review, I was like, no, I don't care for this. At this point, it's almost phoned in at this point.
Yeah. Well, you know, he tried to quit, but he tried to quit.
I know he tried to quit, but he obviously came back.
Because his other show wasn't doing so hot.
Yeah.
Though I do have that one of a good funny joke on it, which I thought was funny. During the but that Suicide Squad joke did have one of my favorite things where it's like Jared Leto, he's such a big asshole, big asshole, big asshole, big asshole. I thought that was funny.
Nathan, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, even though I've never seen this movie. Someone made a joke where so they were talking about Transformers 5, and they said, now Transformers 5 has resorted to Suicide Squad.
Ooh, I got a new item for a ring. Let's see if I can... Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's better than what I got.
By the way, I genuinely hope the Bumblebee movie actually is good. It looks real good.
I'm gonna break equipped aerial spiral, if I can get anything down.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I hope the Bumblebee movie is really good. It looks good, and the girl from Edge of 17 is in it, and I'm really excited for it. Nathan Snyder, oh god, that bit, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
He knows, he knows.
Also, I don't know what the hell they gave Anthony Hopkins for that movie, but I have to imagine they gave him a nice sum of money.
Or some drugs. Or both.
They gave him something, because I don't know what the hell. I don't know what in his right mind, like, you know what, this seems like a movie I'm gonna do. Then again, he did do Thor, but he was actually good in Thor.
He's always on. I love him as Odin.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to kill the Heartless or just get in the cave?
No, just go get in the cave.
Let me just kill some of these people. Okay, going back in the cave.
I haven't even watched Angry Joe in a while.
I haven't seen his stuff either.
Well, part of the reason I stopped watching him is he really became really sparse with video game reviews. Then he really heavily leaned on movie reviews for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's a problem. My issue is that I don't think his movie reviews are as good as the ones he used to do by himself, because I found those to be actually really good and more of his style.
I do like his video game reviews quite a bit.
I do too. I love some of his video game reviews. His Skyrim one is great. His ESO Online one is great. By the way, if you want a good video game review to laugh your ass off at, watch his review of Ride to Hell. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins was one of the more enjoyable parts of the last night. Yeah, especially that one scene I've heard where apparently he said that's Hitler's that's the watch that killed Hitler. Don't screw with it.
What? That's not historically accurate at all.
This is Joel. Transformers: The Last Night is the same movie that tried to sell the fact that Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass were in on the Transformers.
Now that sounds awesome. I would watch that series in a heartbeat.
It tried to sell that, and I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, jumping the shark is one thing, but making it hilariously bad, that's another.
No, that sounds amazing. I want that series. I want the Harriet Tubman.
I do too. I would watch that shit too.
Fighting the Decepticons? Yes, please.
Aiden Snyder, oh god, the Wiccan's dick, yeah.
Now, did he say try to kill Hitler or did kill Hitler?
The Watch killed Hitler.
Oh, maybe maybe it was in 45. That could have been something. Maybe that's the only way it makes historical sense.
Yeah, and they basically said that, and basically they made it that Sam was related to the wizard Merlin.
Who's Sam?
The original character, the Shia LaBeouf character from the first 3.
Okay. Wow.
He's related to the wizard, retroactively related to the wizard Merlin.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought about watching that movie just to laugh.
I hate these things.
And then they have the 3CPO C3PO ripoff in that movie. Basically get called the C3PO ripoff. Same with Wiki. Thank you, Vigor.
Okay, failure is not the way you go.
Oh god, I've thought about watching that movie just to laugh.
I
also find it hilarious that they try to do Nemesis Prime and they're like, oh no, he's not Nemesis, but he is, but he isn't. Okay.
Don't they have like a non-Unicron character?
Oh, fun fact, Joel, Unicron's N5.
That's right.
They take the lore from Prime and just make the Earth Unicron.
Of course. Well, actually, I don't mind that necessarily, but
I don't either.
In principle,
but that does mean we'll probably never get Unicron in the movie because that franchise, or at least Bay's part, is dead. So you know.
So does Unicron actually appear, or does he? Are they just like a roof?
No, he's just confirmed to be the planet.
Oh.
Nathan says how Optimus turns good again is hilarious. Yeah, I saw that where he basically speaks, I am your oldest friend.
It is kind of weird though in hindsight that they make Earth like the devil.
Yeah. There's something to do with that, but now to be fair, I love the idea of Unicron and I love the story of the 13 Primes.
Right.
And of course, the franchise wasted that entirely. And not even good kind of waste, just, oh, okay.
Boo.
They just put it in there like, hey, Primes, because... Like, the Fallen is actually an interesting character in a lot of ways. In Revenge of the Fallen, he's not.
And save?
Yep. Also, apparently it's been retroactively confirmed that Optimus is one of the original 13 Primes.
Oh, well that sucks.
Well, not even in the movies, it's been confirmed, it's been retconned in the lore that he's one of the original 13.
Oh. I know in War for Cybertron, he wasn't even a Prime, he just sort of became one later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole thing is he was a Prime, then he became then he became Orion Pax, then he became Optimus Prime. It's weird.
Sorry, I went the wrong way.
It's very strange.
Okay, let's do this.
The story of the Primes, I love. Oh, by the way, I love Vector Prime. That's part of the reason I love Cybertron so much. Series, anyway. I love Vector Prime. But Vega says, I believe Alpha Trion is original Prime, but not Optimus. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Alpha Trion, even in context of 13 Primes, he always was. He always was one of the original 13. Also, to anyone who has ever known Transformers, what is it that the comics are doing with the concept of Vector Sigma nowadays? What is Vector Sigma even supposed to be? Is Vector Sigma supposed to be just Primus? Is that what Vector Sigma is?
Oh, sugar.
What?
I get these stupid things. I hate these Heartless. I can see why everyone hates them. Ugh.
I like Vector Prime. I like Alpha Trion. I like the concept of Prima.
Did you know there's an arc in the comics that had Megatron get redeemed for a little bit?
That sounds interesting.
Or try to redeem him, or try to be good, or something.
Vigo says, last time I checked, Vector Sigma was the Guardian of Time. That's Vector Prime.
Ow.
Vector Prime is the Keeper of Space and Time. I haven't heard of many Megatron Redemption stories, which is weird. I feel like they would have done more with that.
They did in the comics.
Nice. It's also nice to know that the Fallen's real name originally was Megatronus Prime.
Oh.
The IDW comics have actually had this long run currently with Megatron redeeming himself. That's interesting. Part of the reasons I love Armada is the whole thing of, that's the closest to, kind of being redeemable Megatron has ever gotten. At least show-wise.
Well, technically there's all... I think we have to go here. Okay,
I said show-wise.
Door's magically locked. Victor the trial... Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, Prime is like a second tried.
And, well, he isn't really redeemed in Armada. The thing is, Starscream faces off against him because, like I said, Starscream is the one who gets redeemed. He's like, yeah, you are by no means what Optimus is, and you never will be. Is what Starscream basically tells them. They unite to fight Unicron, they defeat Unicron, then Megatron and Optimus face off one last time. And the last thing, Optimus was going to save Megatron, but Megatron cuts himself free, and the last words he says before he falls in, he says, "You win, Optimus, now go be with your men, they need you."
Sure looks valuable.
What?
Great, now let's go get that lamp.
And like that is the closest thing he ever got to being somewhat likable.
Or he's gonna destroy Agrabah.
Heh. Donald Greed.
Hey, snap out.
I wish they played with that a bit more. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe have a story where Donald is like a villain because he got too greedy.
Or go the lead all Gollum. I know he would be a villain, but he'd go all Gollum on everybody.
Then Energon and Cybertron having, yeah. Fun fact, I actually love Energon. Energon's the one series that made the human character the most relevant.
Yeah, not even Prime does that, and I like the human characters in Prime more or less.
Energon's the closest, is the best show in terms of making a human character relevant. And what's funny, he's voiced by the same guy who voices Light Yagami in Death Note.
Oh, wow.
So think about that.
Oh no! Why are these so difficult and
And I like Cybertron. It's not the best of the shows, but I like it for what it is.
Which one's Cybertron again?
Huh?
Which one's Cybertron?
Cybertron's the one after Energon. That's the third animated series in that whole universe.
No,
I also love in Armada, Alexis's and Starscream's relationship. That was always fun. You know what, John? I wonder if there's any good Elita 1 stories out there.
I have no idea.
Because after G1, where they kind of Giga says you have limits, use them. Oh, it's still never use the limits.
Let's go.
Because during G1, there was a whole story about the female Transformers, and I actually liked that stuff. Really like that stuff.
Oh no, I'm saving it for treasure.
Who's your favorite Transformers character, Joel? Starscream?
Probably, yeah, Starscream. He's most
I have to
fun.
think about who mine. I love Starscream. My favorite's probably Shockwave. I love Shockwave. especially love animated Shockwave. Animated Shockwave's a lot of fun.
You know, as much as I love Movie Bob, something I'll never agree with him is that 80s cartoons can't be more than just what they were in the 80s.
Yeah,
Why?
I very much disagree with that. Vigor says Soundwave. Yes, I love Soundwave too. I would disagree
Granted,
with him
we're
with
talking
that
about
entirely.
Granted, we're talking about the Thundercats cartoon, and that reboot wasn't as successful as I would have hoped. But I think it.
Yeah, but the sad part is I can't even agree with that with what he's saying then, Joel, because the original G1 had a lot of really deep stuff in it. Like, I remember there was an episode in G1, early G1, where one of the human characters gets his mind implemented in a transformer, and it's actually Frankenstein-like horrifying.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's really creepy.
Bung,
And then you
bung,
have some
bung,
of the stuff with the aerial bots and the Stunticons. The episodes where the aerial bots get sent back to when the Cybertronian War started, that's one of the best episodes in the series for me, because you learn Megatron's and Optimus's origin.
That's cool. Right. Vigor like Soundwave, Nathan like Shockwave.
Lost you, Joel.
Vigor remembers the Frankenstein one. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, it's a screwed up episode, but it's a really good one.
There was an episode of Transformers that crossed over with future G.I. Joe, or G.I. Joe in the future, where Cobra's like like a retired terrorist.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Nathan says Shockwave's his favorite. Yeah, love Shockwave. And sadly, in Transformers 3, he's brought in and they use him for nothing. He's just fodder.
I like Shockwave in Prime.
Yeah, he's great in animated. He's a double agent in animated.
Okay.
He's kind of the Palpatine-like character in terms of double crossing people and that.
Oh, wow. Well, Palpatine doesn't think Bill got Palpatine going. Yeah, Palpatine does. Never mind.
Then they used their Frankenstein 1 in a different manner in Prime. They probably did. I have yet to fully watch Prime.
For shame, it's the best one.
And I don't know why I haven't even fully watched Prime. It should be a thing I've watched.
How much of Prime have you watched?
I've seen a couple of the first episodes. And I liked them, actually. I don't know why I never fully watched it. I think it was at a time when I was kind of not as into Transformers as I once was. I was kind of off of the hype train at the point the movies were wearing thin for me. I wasn't as into the lore as I once was. Nathan says Prime animated and the IDW comics use Shockwave well. Yeah, indeed. I will always say animated has the most interesting take on Transformers.
You know, I just thought of this. Much as I hate this idea because of the gameplay, wouldn't it have been cool if Maleficent just unleashed all these powerful Heartless during the War with Thousand Heartless? Or Battle with Thousand Heartless, not the war.
Yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't.
You had...
Which is really strange.
At least... Too bad when you keep...
Pete tries to get shit done. I really love Beast Wars. Not so much Beast Machines.
So I saw the Gravity Falls comic today, for a couple of days at my bookstore, and they do two things I really love that I've always wanted to see Gravity Falls do, and they did them. One was have a scene where they enter a manga and they're drawn like manga characters. So the Gravity Falls characters are drawn like manga. And then another one where they go to the multiverse where all these Mabels are, and they gotta fight Evil Mabel, and it's great because I love the concept of Evil Mabel. I know some people like Evil Dipper more, but I like Evil Mabel better. It's a more interesting concept.
Vigor says Beast Wars will never stop being fun. Indeed. That is a dated ass show to watch.
I love Beast Wars. You know, Beast Wars, is that the one like that's like cruddy CGI?
Yes.
That's Reboot. Like if you want to get an idea what Reboot looks like, that's Reboot.
What do you mean?
The show Reboot? I've talked about this. That's exactly what Beast Wars looks exactly like Reboot.
Yeah, it's a dated ass show, but it's a really good one, and oddly enough, a prequel to G1 and a sequel.
Weird.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's a really good series nonetheless. It has my favorite version of Black Arachnia.
I explained why it's made by the
same company. Vigriff says Reboot and Beast Wars were made by the same company.
Yeah, I know. I heard it. Yeah.
If Aladdin was smart, he would have blocked a thing of dynamite to that door.
You try to enter and then boom, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the other Transformers shows hold up in terms of look really well. But I love Black Arachnia, I love Rat Trap, I love Cheetor. Or Toss the Lamp into Lava. Exactly, Vigriff. But that would be killing him, and then
well, you do kill him later, so...
Yeah.
Oh, boo! Catch him!
Oh god, we gotta do Lion King.
I think we got a little time for Lion King.
Yeah, do you want to do Lion King tonight, Joel?
He must have secretly stolen it from the Cave of Wonders.
Well, if we do Lion King what are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing that I know of.
Same. We do tomorrow.
So
we try to do it earlier tomorrow than...
Yeah, we'll do Lion King, Twilight Town, and then Hall Bastion. We'll try to get through as much as Hall Bastion as we can.
Alright.
Because Hall Bastion will probably take a while. At least in Twilight Town we get Limit Form and the Oath Keeper.
Oh yeah.
It's not possible to steal from the Cave of Wonders.
Well, clearly this continuity doesn't follow the movie, because Zora can go in A-OK.
Also, the Cave of Wonders still exists in this continuity, whereas in one, as in the original Aladdin, it's just after the lamp's gone, it's dead. There's no more Cave of Wonders.
As far as we know.
Though to be fair, that the Cave of Wonders is where the heart of the world is in this universe. I don't think you can really destroy the heart of the world, so you know.
You know, in my fanfiction, I actually said the Cave of Wonders lets Zora in because he has the Keyblade Master, so it's like, okay, you got the Keyblade, so you're good.
Yeah.
And he said exactly like that.
I would think being a Keyblade wielder would probably give you more of a diamond in the rough status.
Although I did let him but Sora we kinda had to but because I wanted Goofy, Sora, and Donald and the Sultan to come along, I had to be like, Sora had to be like, okay, but they have to come with me. And the Cave of Wonders like, okay.
You know what the sad part is, Joel?
What?
The summons don't give you much in the grand scheme of things. They help you in terms of game achievements, but not much else.
I just need to just see here, okay, this is gonna be level 22. Let's see what Twilight Town's gonna be. Twilight Town's level 28. I'm level 30. I better level up a little bit too. Alright, everyone. Well, that was as promised. We did the rant. And
had some fun in the process.
Yep. So everybody,
no, you better change that description to the white people, Joel.
I forgot what did we say? What did we say was?
The white people are coming.
So yep, the white people are coming. The white people
are coming. The white people are coming.
So everyone, till next time. Bye bye.